Hi guys. So tonight the top-down analysis I'm going to go through the previous trade we've been able to trade. So a lot of you guys sent message to me asking me regarding that of the USD, Euro USD that we did leverage 2023 and why we also leverage the same approach on that of the USD CHF last year. So the same approach was what we did use on that of Euro USD 2023. So I mean this analysis. So I will explain in details for you guys to know what you should look out for when next you have such opportunity and how why the market did play out as we projected. Okay, and things I personally usually look out for when I have such opportunity, which are things I'm going to explain to you guys tonight now. Okay, so and likewise on that of the last century, if you notice, this was December 10, 2023 when I did send out this analysis, and look at the result after. Okay, although it did move get to these levels there before falling back downward. So that of the last year entry, which was of that of the same approach, is what I want to show you now. So, but everything has to do with you waiting for the right opportunity to present themselves to you. And when such opportunity present themselves to you, you can always go in and make a reasonable what profit. So I mean this trade there, you can see. So the same approach and the same projection is just the same, it's just different pairs. Okay, now let's go to this analysis. So when it comes to wave principle, if we have to leverage on such opportunity using wave principle, your first priority is that you should first of all pinpoint the know the end point of a turning point, that is support and resistance. That is what you should first of all capitalize on. So this analysis, the first thing I first of all mark out that the day I did the analysis was that of this. I was able to pinpoint my support, right? So with these support levels, they act as my starting point of a new count of wave principle, which is what I did then. That was 2 years ago, 2023, December 10. Okay. Now, having done that, the next thing I should do is to be able to pinpoint the next day high, which is these resistance levels there. So my low is the same thing as that of my support, and that of my high is the same thing as that of my what resistance regarding the analysis. So once I did that, I did mark up my correction, which is this. You can see these are my correction phase. So I switched to that of the lower time frame, going to that of lower time frame, which I went to that of 6 hours to be able to pinpoint, is it that I have a clear bias of market, or what should I look out for in the market? Look, this is the levels we did mark on that of the higher time frame. Now within this channel, you guys can easily say that we have correction, which is what I did there, and the correction is this. So let me show you. The correction is this. You can see, you see WXYXZ. We have what? Triple correction, which is what I did on the analysis. If you look here, this is A, B, C, then X, right? Another A, B, C, X, right? Another A, B, C, right? Excuse me, right? Now, within that of this A, B, Z correction that we did have, okay, this is a triple correction, which is going to be W, X, Y, X, Z. So once I dig this, the next count is for me to do what? Start my counting of impulse. Note, we are not trading this. We are not leveraging on this because market has already played out. It only acted as our base for us to leverage on the new direction of what? To leverage in line with the direction of the current market move. Okay. Now, having done this, I want to start my count of a new impulse. This is my wave 1, right? Wave 2, wave 3, wave 3 and wave 4. Now, if you pay attention to this, within that of my wave 3, I can easily label subwave, which is that of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I change the degree to lower degree, okay, because it is a subwave. So, and that's the reason why I'm doing that, for us to be able to know that this is a lower wave. And you can as well change the color, which is what I did there. Okay. Now, if you also pay attention to this, within that of wave 3 of the subwave, which is the extension of this, I can easily label a subwave, which is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, a lot of you guys might be asking, is it that of the wave 2 here, excuse me, in this whole move here, I can as well change the color. Let's make use of blue. Within that of this whole move, wave 1 and wave 3, they are of the same length. The rules of that of wave principle did not state that wave 3 should always be the longest. What the rules simply mean is that it should not be the shortest. That is what it means. And that of the third rule state that wave 4 should not overlap wave 1. If you look here, this is the end point of this wave 1 here. Did our wave 4 also end at this area here? It did not what? Overlap it. Those are things you need to understand. Also, if you look at this blue count or this red count here, the wave 1 did end there, right? The wave 4 did not get to the end point of that of what? Wave 1, which is also valid. So once I've been able to do this, the next thing is for me to apply my fib extension, fib retracement to see the end point of what? Each wave. Now, when it comes to wave principle, the first rule states that wave 2 should not get to the starting point of wave 1. Now, if you look here, this is our wave 1 here of the larger degree, 1. The wave 2 here did not get to the starting point of wave 1. Like I said, our starting point is that of the low, which is, excuse me, which is this whole levels there. The retracement of that of wave 2 did not get to the level. So simply, all you simply need to do, apply your fib retracement level. Click from the starting point of wave 1 to the end point of that of wave 1. Now, your wave 2 should end at these levels, right? It should end at between that of 6150 and that of what? 78.6% ratio and that of 85.4% ratio. Your priority should be that it did not get to 100% of that of the markup. And if you look here, our wave 2 then at what? 78.6% ratio. So which I'm going to uncheck every other levels that we are not making use of, right? Which is all these levels there, okay? So then we adjust this to these all levels. Yeah. Now, also, some of you guys might be asking question. The red count also, if you look, the red count also, the wave principle of wave 1 start from here. Impulse. Now, the wave 2 had A, B, C. Did not get to the starting point. You can see that it did not touch this 78.6% ratio. Still, the rules are not what? Are not broken. So having done this, we've been able to know the end point of our wave 2. So the next move is for you to know the end point of wave 3, which is of this degree, of this larger degree here. Then you click from the starting point of wave 1 to the end point of wave 1 and to the end point of wave 2. Now your wave 3 should end. The most common level wave 3 usually end, which is this O level. Wave 3 usually end at 161.8% ratio. And it can as well end at 200% ratio or 261.8% ratio. Now, if you look in this case scenario now, our wave 3 end at what? 261.8% ratio, which make it as what? End point of what? Wave 3. Now, these fib retracement levels, they are not strict rules. They only act as a guideline for us to know the end point of what? Each wave. So we're going to stick to that of what? 261.8% ratio of the fib retracement. So having done this, the next thing is for us to be able to do this, which we want to know the end point of this whole wave 4. Now you all need to understand this. If wave 2 is simple correction, ABC, have it in mind that wave 4 is going to be complex. If wave 4 is complex, wave 2 is going to be what? Simple. So it is vice versa, okay? If wave 2, it is horizontal, have it in mind that that of your what? Wave 4 is likely going to be what? Channel. So you should understand that. Now, we want to know the end point of that of wave 4. Your priority should be the wave 4, the retracement of that of wave 4 did not overlap wave 1. Note, our wave 1 here end at these O levels. All these, they are sub-wave of that of the wave 3. The wave 1 here end at these levels there now. If you pay attention to these levels that we want to know the end point of wave 4, all you simply need to do, click on your fib retracement level. You're going to click from the starting point of wave 1 to the end point of that of wave 3. Now your wave 4 should end. The most common level wave 4 usually end. It is that of what? 38.2% ratio. Wave 4 can as well get to 50% ratio, but should not get to the end point of that of wave 1. If it did, that is this whole retracement that is coming down one year, if it get to these levels there, automatic it has overlapped wave 1, which our counting is not going to be what? Valid. So in this case here, you can see that wave 4 did end what? 50% ratio, and that of a 38.2% ratio. Likewise, wave 4 can has end at 23.6% ratio. It can end at 14.6% ratio, but the most common area wave 4 usually end is that of what? 38.2% ratio. Now, we're going to uncheck every other levels that we are not making use of. So while we stick to that of what? 50% and that of 38.2% ratio of the fib retracement. Now, pay attention to this. When it comes to the end point of wave 4, if you look here, we have a channel, right? Which is a clear indication that price is going to go backward. It's going to go upward. Now, the wave 2 here is not as easy for us to label ABC. Within wave 4, we can as well label what? ABC. But this wave 2 here, it is not clearly obvious. Now, also, if you look the end point of wave 4 here, price dip came to test a resistance levels broken before now turn to what? Support. So all these stuff, they are what I did look out for 2 years ago to leverage on this whole market, to be able to trade it and make a reasonable profit. That is on this whole trade. While I call out the trade out for you guys. Now, once I did this, the next thing I did, which I want you guys to pay attention to, is that I want to know the end point of wave 5. So the wave 5, end point of wave 5 will be our target. Now, our target, in order for us to know the end point of our target of this whole wave 5, that price is going upward now, is that we are going to apply our fib extension. You click from the starting point of wave 3 to the end point of wave 3 and to the end point of wave 4. Now, your wave 5 should end at 2 levels, but the most common area wave 5 usually end is that of 61.8% ratio. In a case when we have a truncated fifth wave, it will fail to get to this level. It will end at that of wave 5 with 3 endpoints. But if it is not going to be a truncated fifth wave, it's going to get to 0.61.8% ratio. Likewise, it can get to what? 78.8% ratio. So which is what I did 2 years ago, and look out for opportunity for us to leverage on this trade. And the reason why I leverage on it is as simple as that. So every other levels that I'm not making use of, I did uncheck the whole level. Like I said, fib retracement level are just guidelines. They are not strict truths. Okay. Now, once I did this, I didn't look out for other reasons. What are the potential that will make price to get to this area here? Which is when I did apply my channel, parallel channel. If you look what I did there. Now, once I did this, you can see. So there is possibility that this whole move here, price will go back to this whole area and break this. This is my initial target, but I believe because of this channel, I did this parallel channel here, there is possibility that price is going to get to this whole area, which is what price did. You can see. You can see what it did. So that is the reason behind the what? The whole analysis. So to a lot of you guys asking question on more, the reason behind some trade I did call out also, the same approach using wave principle, it has to do with this so-called stuff I just discussed with you guys now. While I also leverage on such opportunity December 9, 2024 also, the same approach. If you look here, but this time around the wave 2 was obviously what? Sideways, which is that of ranging aspect of correction. While that of wave 4 was a channel downward. And look at what price is. In this case also, you can see that web period. But this time around, we have a long wave 3, which end at 323.6% what? Ratio. And wave 4 end what? 38.2% ratio. And the reason why this wave 4 end there is that wave 3 are vividly what? Move greatly. Okay, so those are the reason why I did what? Leverage on this whole trade. Those of you asking question, if you want to know more about all this analysis and you intend to leverage more on it, you can always what? Join this platform. Likewise on that of my new free channels also. I usually call out trade out on this platform, free trade for you guys to leverage on. Here is an example of trade I call out. Is in profit over ratio 1 to 2 already. That was April 11. The trade is also in profit now. So those of you that are holding the trade, maximize it. Okay. So I believe you've been able to learn one or two things from today top-down analysis of the back test of what we usually do. Thank you. Bye.